Will he waive the formal reading of the indictment? Mr. Celestine, in that case, you are charged with the third-degree felony offense of deadly conduct, discharging a firearm, from March 22nd of 2024. And how do you plead to that charge?
Guilty.
And it looks like the agreement that you've reached is the same as what was in the other case that we're going to talk about today, which is a 7-year deferred probation, a $500 fine, and you would be required to follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find that you had already or here entered a plea of guilty to deadly conduct, discharging a firearm in that case. And then I also received a number of letters of support for Mr. Celestine.
And for the state judge, other than to respectfully request of the court that this obviously very young individual who's committed a first-degree felony right out of the gate be, at the very least, sentenced to ISF as a condition. I'm sorry, third degree.
2 third degrees. How old are you?
19.
19 years old. And you're shooting around like it's the Wild West, aren't you? Yeah? Something that I made a note of here, I went through all of these letters. And all of these letters of support about you talk about what a good kid you are, and that here's one I circled and it says, LeBrian's a positive role model for his nephew. Do you think you're a positive role model for anyone at this point?
Not at this moment.
Not at this moment. Is that what you want him to grow up and do? And be in here shackled up like you are? What's all this? What's all these tattoos have to do with?
It's like tattoos.
Yeah.
Right.
You think getting that all over your neck is going to help you get a job, or do you think it's going to hurt you when you're trying to get a job?
It would help him if he's getting that job from his boyfriend.
It would hurt me.
It would hurt you.
But what I'm doing right now, that's what I was planning on doing. But not just
He's doing poor,
it's like a family business.
Right? Do you think it makes people comfortable if you show up and look like that in their homes?
You know.
And look, I have a tattoo. Do you see it? Is it all over here?
Of course I'm going to say something. It's mean. How funny would it be if the judge stood up and pulled out a boob, and on it was a tattoo reading, "Pull this and I fart."
What if that pull company falls through? What if you need another job? Right? You got to think about those things.
You know, looking at this dude, the word thinking doesn't pop into my head.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do in each of your cases. I'm going to find that you entered your pleas of guilty freely and voluntarily. In cause number 24, DCCR 1303, defer all proceedings, place you on probation for a period of 7 years. That's the agreement that you made with the district attorney. I'm going to order you pay that $500 fine and follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. And I'm going to get to those rules and conditions in just a minute. I'm also going to find in cause number 25 deficient evidence to find you guilty. However, I'm also going to follow the agreement that you made with the district attorney. Defer all proceedings and place you on probation for 7 years. You're also ordered to pay a $500 fine in that case and follow all of the rules and conditions of probation. One of the conditions of probation in these cases, in each of them, is that you're going to enter and successfully complete the cognitive track of the ISF program. So that's a 90-day program that is in custody. So you're going to go from the jail to that program. And it is designed to help you make better decisions. All right? You need to take advantage of it. You're still young. Today's opportunity is an opportunity of a lifetime for you because you don't have a felony conviction on your record. There are people who will not let you go to your house, regardless of who you're working for, if you are a convicted felon. Do you understand? So even if it's a family business, you might not be able to work for that business if you have a felony conviction. So if you do everything that you're supposed to while you're on this probation, then you will, at the end of the probation, both of these cases will be dismissed, and you will never have a felony conviction on your record. The other side to that in each of these cases is if you violate the probation, you're right back here in court, and you could be sentenced to prison. Number one, be convicted, obviously, in both cases, and sent to prison for up to 10 years in each case. Do you understand?
You know, looking at this dude, The word understand doesn't pop into my head either.
A condition of your probation in each of these cases also is that you are not allowed to have any type of firearm. Do you understand? Not on your person, not in your car, not at your home. Period. No firearm. Do you understand? Go to ISF, hopefully very soon. When you get out, make sure you go straight to probation, do everything you're supposed to, otherwise you'll be going to prison. Okay, you can go back with the bailiff.
Hey guys, I just wanted to pop in here and say that I have set up playlists of some of my favorite cases and judges. So if you get bored and want to have a giggle or a gasp, then I can pull down my pants, or you can check out these playlists. I'll leave a link below.
Is it Saquital? Saquital?
Sakital.
Saquital?
Sakital.
Say it again.
Sakital.
Okay, Mr. Saquital, you are charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have
On December 21st, 2024, officers were dispatched to a firefighter call for a person down at approximately 1:24 a.m. Houston firefighter advised the officer that he observed the defendant to be asleep behind the wheel of his vehicle despite attempts to wake the defendant with their horn. When the officer arrived on scene, he observed the defendant inside his vehicle while the vehicle was on and in park at the 4300 block of Bylock Road, and the defendant admitted to drinking about 8 drinks and stated he had just left the sports bar. The officer observed the defendant to have glassy eyes, poor balance, and odor of an alcoholic beverage. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 4 out of 8, one leg stand 2 out of 4. While inventory of the vehicle, the officer located one open 12-ounce Coors Light can in the center cup holder, which was 1/4 full and cold.
drinking while driving.
Yes, Judge. And the defendant, and the DIC was red, and the defendant consented to breath. The results were .087 and .08.
Mr. Saquital, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm now taking away your privilege to drive. You are not allowed to drive whatever for any reason. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising me you're not going to drive, and I don't care what is going on in your life. If I find that you drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. I don't care what your reason is. There's no justification you can give for getting in a car and driving. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
This is a court order. This is an affidavit and promise you're making to me now that you're not going to drive. Heed this warning. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, likewise, you will go to jail. No more PR bonds.
Welcome to my channel.